Identity shifting made me a profitable trader, and this is how. In over the last 90 days, I made over $35,000 from trading. And that's more than I made in the previous years, where my previous years was all negative, okay? And so it all started with doing the identity work, okay? Shifting my identity, and that's what this video is going to be about for today. It's going to go into detail on how to actually do the identity shift for yourself so that you can level up, okay? So you can move away from your old self from 2025 and step into this new character in 2026, and then finally become a profitable trader. It's not as hard as you think. So first of all, right, if you struggle with over leveraging, okay, or you can't hold your trades, okay, or you hesitate to take a trade, okay, or maybe you struggle with fear and greed, okay, or you're always switching your strategy, okay, or you treat trading like a gambler, okay, if you have any of these negative patterns, these negative behaviors or issues that keep repeating weekly, okay, this is a clear indication that you have an identity crisis. You have a problem with your identity. You're not in alignment with the person you're trying to become, okay? So you have to understand this first, that it's your old trading identity that is doing this to you, that is causing you to have all of these issues, okay? And that was me for a long time, okay? And no strategy was going to be able to fix that until I fixed the core issue, okay? So you have to really understand this. This is not woo-woo, magical fairy dust nonsense, okay? This is actually what it is. It's quantum physics, okay? Einstein talks about this. Albert Einstein can prove this to you. Nikola Tesla knows about this. All the successful people in the world understand this at a very deep and core level, that identity is king, okay? And unfortunately, the majority of traders do not understand this, okay? They think that it's all about strategy and they completely forget about their self, okay? So they try to trade with the wrong identity, basically. And that's why 99% of traders struggle. It's really that simple. So here's the fix. Identity shifting. That is the fix that you need to put all of your attention into this quarter, okay? And work on this if you want to even have a chance at succeeding this year. Otherwise, you're going to repeat the same mistakes and you're going to mess up again this year just like you did last year, and nothing's ever going to change. You're going to be stuck in this doom loop, okay? So you have to pay attention to this. This is not woo-woo. This is real, okay? I made 35 grand in the last 90 days, okay? And it's because of this thing. It's identity shifting. Okay, so once we have that clear, we have to understand the quantum shift, or the quantum field, okay? Quantum physics. Okay, this is what is basically controlling the universe, okay? And until you can understand this, okay, you're never going to be able to be in control of your environment or your reality, okay? So before we go any further, you have to understand that the quantum field around you, quantum physics, is reflecting what is going on inside of you, your internal state, okay? We live in a thought world. Everything comes from the inside before it shows up in the 3D, okay? Think of it like this, okay? The person that built the hotel had to think of the hotel before he could build the hotel. That hotel was not built out of thin air without thinking about it. Okay, so that is enough proof that everything comes from inside first. It has to come from your thoughts, from the internal, okay? And once you understand that, then identity shifting becomes easy. It becomes easier to understand, to understand, okay? So the quantum shift, okay? We have an infinite number of realities. There is no limit to your reality or the outcome that you want, the person you want to be, okay? So you can be either an unsuccessful trader, struggling, everything's difficult, nothing works, you always bust you up, you're always blowing your account, okay? There's that version of you. And then there is a version of you that is a break-even trader, okay? That is just stuck at break-even. You're at a plateau. You cannot level up, okay? And you're stuck there and you're frustrated, but you don't know why, but you know you're close, okay? But that's your reality and you're gonna stay there, okay? And then there's a version of you that is consistently profitable and successful. That version also exists. All three versions exist at the same time. It's up to you to decide which version, which identity you want so that you can step into it and become it. If you can step into it and become it internally, then your reality has to reflect eventually. It will have to catch up and reflect. It has no choice. This is how you bend reality. This is how you collapse timelines. Do you understand? And until you figure this out and change this self-image, psycho-cybernetics, trading will always be a struggle. Okay? And so it's very important that you understand this. So there is no limit to your potential reality. Okay? So how do you actually do it? How do you control reality? How do you become a consistent trader? What do you have to do? I'm going to tell you. Here are the steps, okay? So first of all, step one, okay, ground zero, is that you have to have conscious awareness of this, of identity shifting. You have to know about this. You have to know that it's a possibility, that it is real, okay? You can start with that. And then you need to have conscious awareness of your negative habits, your problems, what's holding you back. So if you're an impatient trader, if you have a tendency to tilt, to revenge trade, always get back at the market, if you are greedy or if you're fearful, all of these things, you have to pay attention to it, okay? Every time you mess up and you don't want to journal and you don't want to write down what happened, you don't want to learn from your mistakes, that's costing you because you're not being aware of it. You're not putting conscious awareness to it. Okay, so if you don't do it, if you don't journal, if you don't reflect, right, you're just gonna continue. And there is a future version. You see, the profitable trader, that version of you is your future self, sending you the mistakes as a lesson for you to learn. And until you learn the lesson, until you grow from the lesson, you're never going to be able to step into that profitable future version of you. And they'll keep sending you the mistakes, the lesson, so that you can sit down and actually accept it and learn it. Conscious awareness, right? If you keep ignoring it, it's going to keep happening. You can't pretend that you don't FOMO. You can't pretend that you don't overtrade. Do you understand? You can't ignore those things if it's what you're doing. If you're doing it, you have to put attention and realize. So awareness is step one. And that is the most important part. because it's where you wake up, okay? It's like you've been asleep and I'm here to wake you up, okay? So snap out of it and wake up to what the problem is. Now that we know what the problem is, we go to step 2 and we create the conscious intention of the new person you want to be, the new identity. Now that you know the problem, okay, you know what to fix, you know what you don't want, you know what you're not trying to be. Now you create consciously the positive version, or you need to have an intention. You need to know what you're going for. So what that looks like is I am. It starts with I am. I am is the most important word in the universe. It's God. It means God. It means creation. Okay? And you can look this up in all of the ancient texts, all of the scriptures. I am is God. It's God's creation. Okay? So whatever you say you are, you become. It's that simple. Okay? So I am a disciplined trader. I am a consistent trader. I trust my process. I am a profitable trader. You say those things first before the reality is the fact. Okay? You say it and it might sound delusional, but you have to say it and you have to become it in order for that reality to show up and reflect the internal. Remember, we live in a thought world. Everything comes from the inside first, right? So you have to stop talking about the negative. You have to let go of your old identity, okay? Oh, I'm a terrible trader. I always lose money. I always blow accounts. You have to let go of that. That's your old identity. You have to kill it, okay? And then you have to embody, become the new, okay? So you make that conscious intention, okay? You need to know what you're going for. Otherwise, you are just throwing punches in the dark. You don't have a target, okay? So you need a target, and your target is your new identity. So that's step 2. Now you know what you want, right? Step 3 means that you have to release your old beliefs. This is what we do with my students. This is what we do in my course. First link in the description if you want, okay? We go in and we clear out the old belief systems, the old identity. We blow out that energy because basically it's a trapped emotion, it's trapped energy, it's old programming, okay? And you have to release it, okay? You cannot cold plunge your way or have a cold shower your way out of it, okay? There's actual techniques that work, 100% work, okay? To release the old identity, to stop FOMO, to stop revenge trading, to clear out impatience, to instill, all of these bad habits, these negative loops. We have to release that first. That is the important work, okay? It's like you're clearing out the closet, okay? Or you're in the garden and you're taking out the weeds, okay? All the dead weeds on the grass, okay? You can't have a flower, a beautiful rose, grow when it is surrounded by weeds because the weeds are blocking the growth. It's overwhelming the new seeds, the new potential. So that new positive can never blossom and become a reality until you get rid of the old negative weeds. Okay, so that's your old belief systems, your old identity. You have to clear it. You have to clear it because if you don't clear it, then step 4 is not going to work. And step 4, okay, is where you go in Okay, I do this with my students. We go in and we install the new identity, the new software, the new programming, okay? You have to reprogram. You have to deprogram. So step 3 is deprogramming the old system. So it's like taking out Windows 95 and then now you're putting in Windows 10 or 11. Do you understand? And until you delete Windows 95, the new Windows will not work, okay? And so it's really that simple. Your brain, your mind, your subconscious brain is like an operating system. It's like a computer. You can program it to do whatever the hell you want. That's the beautiful thing. That is the secret, right? When you understand that, life becomes interesting. Life becomes limitless, okay? There's nothing that can stop you. The sky is the limit. You either believe that or you don't. You see? And if you don't, then that's a limiting belief. Again, you see what I mean? You can have so much fun with this. You can literally have so much fun with this and create the life you want. You can bend reality to the way you want it. I've had amazing things happen to me. Okay? And I've been doing this for a long time before I applied it to trading. Okay? It didn't click for trading until last year. That's when I thought, you know what, maybe I could try this on trading. Okay? But before that, man, I've had crazy things happen. I've manifested so many interesting things. You know, people, places, situations, things, money. Okay? And that's the magic. That is the magic. It's the universe was created for you to just, it never says no to you. Okay, this is the thing. The universe, right? Your reality will never say no to you. So if you say you're an idiot, it's going to say, yes, you are. If you say that you are a bad trader or you keep blowing your accounts, it's going to say, yeah, okay, sure, yes. You see? So you have to understand that. Step 1, conscious awareness, and stop saying that and install the new. Get rid of the old, install the new into the subconscious, and start believing that you are a disciplined trader. You are a consistent trader. You are profitable. You trust your process. You see? And it will say yes. It has no choice but to say yes. This is the beautiful thing about the universe, the co-creation. You are the co-creator of whatever you want. Okay? That is the magic. That is so fun. Once you understand this, life becomes interesting. Life becomes, the world is your oyster. You walk through life like a magician. Okay? Very important. Very, very important. Okay? You can apply this to anything in life, not just trading. Okay? But in this video, we'll talk about trading. Okay? So, you reprogram the brain, the subconscious mind, through repetition. Okay? And there's many ways to do it. I teach the best way for my students inside the course. We have, it's a bit of a secret, but you can do it any way you want, okay? But I believe the way I do it is the best, okay? So you have to reprogram for the new identity and then become it. And you can do it through repetition because your subconscious mind is shaped and reprogrammed through constant repetition. This is important, okay? Because your conscious mind will also just say yes. It won't disagree. It doesn't know what is real, what is not real. So if you say enough times to your conscious brain, your subconscious brain, okay, it's going to agree. Eventually, it's going to believe it, okay? But you have to clear the negative, okay? You have to still clear the negative because the negative, for some reason, always is more overwhelming than the positive, you know? It's like when you trade and you take a loss, the loss is always more painful than a win. Does that make sense? It's the same thing here, okay? So you have to understand that. So your new identity, reality has to catch up. So when you create the new program, your new identity, reality has no choice but to catch up and fill that space. You cannot have an empty void. Does that make sense? It cannot be empty. Okay? That is quantum physics, right? So you create that space, you create that reality internally, and then it has no choice but to reflect. You see? That is the secret. That's how you do it. Okay? It's not strategy. Even if you don't have a strategy, just by thinking that you are a professional trader, I am a professional trader, or I have the best trading system, whatever it is, right? You tell yourself, it will show up. Your strategy will come to you. It will show up. The right one for you will show up. Okay? So, I hope that was interesting. I hope you learned a lot. If you want to go deep, if this resonates with you, then check out the first link in the description. We go in and we can delete all of your negative emotions, all the blocks, everything that's holding you back. We can clear all of that and then install the new. Okay? If you are new to the channel, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with somebody that you know needs to see this, because this is what's going to help you. It's what's going to help your friends. It's going to help anybody that you know. So share this video, okay? But until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.